Welcome to Part 8 in our Introduction to Dynamics series. At some point, you will want to view your data in report format, so understanding how to generate reports is a must-have skill. Here, we'll cover how to find your report, set filters, and generate different formats. In Dynamics 365, there are hundreds of reports, but in reality, most users probably run between 5 and 10 regularly. In this lesson, we'll introduce the basic concepts of how reports are run and work through some examples. Keep in mind as we go through this introduction, that Dynamics has more variety of output options than a PDF, or sending something to the printer. We had an example of this in our Workspaces lesson when we saw pie charts presented in the Customer Collections workspace. But let's start with some basics, and future learning videos will explore the options and outputs in more detail. While we are in customer mode, let's run a classic customer aging report. I could use the search menu, but as we are already in the Collections workspace, I know the common reports are down at the bottom of this form, just here. Remember, you can also start adding your frequent reports to your favorites menu. What we see to the right of the screen is typical of most reports. First, there are some parameters. These will be specific to the report. Next is the destination. Where would you like to send the report? Then we have our filter. Which records should be included? And finally, we have the option to run this report in the background or on a schedule. We won't be looking at this in the introduction, so let's focus on the first three. If we open up the parameters, we'll see a lot of choice. We don't want to get stuck here on the specific meaning of each field, just the idea that each report will have a section of parameters relevant to the content of the report. Let's quickly go and compare with a fixed asset statement. Here, we have fewer parameters, but the same structure remains. Set your parameters, choose your destination, decide which records to include and run it. Let's get back to our aging report. If you want to run it yourself on demo data, pause the video here and copy these parameters. Next, we'll pick the destination. Screen is a good default. If you want to change it to a printer or file, then do so here. But printing to screen to check your results is a good first step. Now we can choose the records to include. I want all customers, so I won't set a filter here. The filters work in the same way as we saw in Part 5, so refer back there if you need a reminder, or the more advanced standalone video for advanced filter setup. Now we can run the report. In the header are some page navigation tools, and a thumbnail view. You can also zoom as needed with the central toggle. In the top right corner are some useful quick tools. You can run in presentation mode to remove other screen noise. Use Escape to get back to the normal view. You can send to a printer, or you can download. The default download format is PDF. On the extension menu is a host of options for you to fine-tune your screen view and scrolling behavior. You might notice a couple of other options, but we'll cover these in the next video on exporting data. For now, if you'd like to practice the options, then the Customer Aging Report and the Fixed Asset Statement Report are a good place to start. We have just scratched the surface of Dynamics reporting. Be sure to search our other videos for deeper learning around this topic. Next, in Part 9, we'll look at extracting or exporting data. You can use the link here.